Hey everyone's Jackal Wolf back with another Skyfactory Survivor series. Now this is the second episode of my no vocal audio conundrum. I've actually recorded the last 5 episodes of this series, all without audio, so I am doing the voiceover thing, and we're gonna try to make some sort of semblance out of this video. It's been a couple of weeks, so I am not super familiar with what I did in this episode, so it'll be a little bit of a surprise for me as well. But if you have been following along, you know that this is the Skyfactory Survivor series. The challenge for this month I was calling the Reverse Q*bert Petting Zoo. Now the Reverse Q*bert is these sort of the Rohillian tiles, which is that very distinctive Q*bert style. I'm calling it Reverse Q*bert because it seemed like it would make more sense to build from the point up rather than the point down, or the layers across down. One of the building rules is that I've got to go all the way across a layer before I can go up, and I've actually screwed this up here, messed it up just a little bit. I did not go back out. What I'm doing is I'm putting a platform on this particular layer, making it flat before I move up. One of the things I needed to do for this challenge, because it is the Q*bert Petting Zoo, the petting zoo part of this, actually I went too far now, I'm pretty sure. If I'm looking at that right? Yeah, I did. I went, okay, I had to go one more in. That makes sense. Now the Q*bert Petting Zoo part of this is my goal is to spawn as many passive mobs in this world as possible. To do so, I've got to actually get 25 blocks away from the center spawn, and looks like I'm probably about 4 tiers up, which is, I'm counting only as 15 because the center spawn part is in the middle of one of my I guess my very, very bottom platform. So just to make things simpler for the math, I think I go up 6 levels before I try to even spawn anything. So next time we go take a look at it, I'm going to try to do a quick count and see where we're at with that. But yeah, that is the challenge for this month. I was enjoying it. Well, I did enjoy it. Like I said, I've recorded all 9 episodes. Just these last 5 episodes were all without audio, and it was my own fault. I did not turn my microphone on when I started recording, and I just kept going, and at the end of the day, it is not that big of a deal. It is a very resource-heavy challenge. I knew it was going to be kind of going into it. It's got a very, very heavy build element to it. But at the same time, it wasn't impossible. I did die once already. I'm pretty sure I only died the once this challenge. That did put me back a little bit, but not unbearably so. Actually, I think I realized that tree is still up there, so I must have some logs at some point. Yeah, so this was my little tree growing area, my tree farm, if you will. It's a little bit, the platforms made this a little dangerous. Falling 5 blocks wasn't deadly dangerous, but it was annoyingly dangerous, which is probably not a bad thing. As far as challenges go, it definitely made it a little bit more challenging. The one last month I did, I was calling the Parkour Orchard, which was platforms of 5x5, but there had to be a space of at least a 1 block space in between each platform. And that tree grew up, which is actually, if I remember correctly, I was like, oh, well, that's pretty convenient because now I've got a way to get up here to get at those leaves. Although I don't know, because I think I've still got 1 more block in there somewhere, and I use that growing tree to kind of get at it. So a little bit of luck on my part here. Like I said, I did spend a lot of time growing trees to get enough wood to make these platforms. There's another block back over there. And that one actually might have gone off the edge. I wasn't really paying attention, I don't think. that was a big problem I had early on, was losing stuff over the edge back when I was growing trees on the bottom platform. But it was when I was editing the first couple of videos, I was like, well, obviously all I got to do is move everything in. And it must have been the obvious answer, because more than a couple people commented that, on those first couple of videos, or on Twitter, or a couple of different social media outlets that I'm a part of, that all you're going to do is put it on the platform a little bit further up, and it just totally makes sense. So So I'm trying to think. I know I've already spent a lot of time talking about next month's challenge, so I didn't really want to do that in this episode, although I may spend a little bit more if I do voiceovers for the 7, 8, 9, especially as we get closer to next month. But this month was a lot of fun, and I don't know, doing the voiceover is a little bit, I guess, awkward, but at the same time, it's probably better than me just leaving it as a no voice audio video. So I am happy with the series. I am definitely going to do it next month. The whole goal is to kind of set up a format from when Skyfactory 4 comes out, which I was hoping was going to come out over the holidays, but it doesn't actually. Well, I mean, I can't say it doesn't actually. It didn't come up over the holidays, so we're this is the January series. We're by the time this series is over, we'll be into February. So I mean, we'll have to see if it looks like Skyfactory 4 is going to be out before that or not. Oh, that piece of wood did stay on the platform. That's good. I'm assuming that's the one that fell down earlier. And yeah, like I said, the 5-block fall is not, it's not annoying. It's not deadly, but it is a little bit of annoying to drop that far. But yeah, Skyfactory 4. Oh, because I'm not up playing, I'm rocking back and forth in my seat, and it's I keep bumping the table a bit. But Skyfactory 4 is looking to have a it's a little bit more challenging than Skyfactory 3 is. There's a lot more game modes that are going to be interesting to play. And my big concern is if I try to start a series in one, I'm probably not going to get a chance to play in some of these other game modes. And that's something, I put a block there to try to harvest that wheat. But so my thought is, if I come up with a challenge, per month, maybe per game mode, it would give me an opportunity to kind of at least play a little bit in all the different game modes. Although I may pick one and do a proper Let's Play series in it, or maybe I'll, do a stream world, which is different than, these challenge worlds. There's a couple of different ways. So this is the format that I've imagined I might be able to do for Skyfactory 4, at least as one type of series. They're fairly easy to edit, and it's an open challenge to anybody out there that wants to do these. Like I said, right now it's just Skyfactory 3, but anybody out there that's planning on that say, hey, like this is looks like an interesting challenge, I wouldn't mind trying that. Check out my Discord page down below. It is, I've got a little bit of a list of the some of the ideas, some of the conversation about it, and just let me know that you're trying it, and especially if you're going to be posting them up on YouTube or streaming them or something like that, because I am kind of interested how other people will approach these challenges in Skyfactory 3. One of the things I've liked about the Skyfactory and a lot of the Feed the Beast mod packs is that there is there's a lot of different ways of going about the same thing, and in retrospect, there's a couple of things I might have done a little bit differently here, but probably not too many. But I'm kind of curious if other people would, be approaching it at this, sort of the same, path that I did, because my goal right now is to get far enough away to plant down some dirt and to plant some grass seeds in it, and then use the animal bait to get a couple of different animals. Some of them are harder to get than others. And what am I doing here? What am I doing? I picked up pretty quick on that. That was what I was supposed to be doing there. No, I got to go up here, and I kept meaning to count what level I am on. I got a feeling we're getting pretty close though to our 25 blocks away. This might be the 25th block, like the start of the 25th block, but it could be, I don't know, could be somewhere else. I'm not 100% sure. So soon as I at some point I must have looked down back at the spawn point, which would give me a better idea. And like I said, it is pretty resource intensive. I'm getting far enough away that I've got to really start worrying about mob spawning as well. I don't think I'm quite 25 yet, but 25 is when passive and aggressive mobs or hostile mobs will start spawning in the right light levels. So you can see I've started throwing down some torches just to keep things a little bit safe, because fighting mobs on platforms like this could be very, very difficult. The last thing I want is to fall off the edge again. I think I did that episode 3. I was trying to parkour on a tree, and I think I hit my head on the leaves above me, and I just went straight down. So that is not good. Actually, I think, was it this episode started late? The last episode ran over. I was chit-chatting away, and I didn't notice the time. I could see we've got about 6 minutes left. I'm watching it replay, and I've got the music playing in the background. I just heard a noise there. I don't know if it was part of the game, if it was part of the music, the little background music there. So it's interesting because watching the video, I've already got my my little promo pages or promo teasers that just sort of pop up. I've got them in here already. I've got the music playing in the background. So they all kind of catch me off guard sometimes if I'm not expecting them. Whereas if I was playing and they wouldn't even be on, I wouldn't even notice them, and it wouldn't be a thing. But it must have been the music, because there's some drums going on in the background now, and yeah, okay, I'm sure that's what I heard before. It kind of caught me off guard, but I don't know. Doing the voiceover is both easier and more challenging, I think, than talking during the episode. Part of it is it's been so long. I probably recorded this like 2 weeks ago, before I even discovered, like, it was a week. Well, I think it was almost 2 weeks before I even discovered that I didn't have audio. So I recorded this fully expecting there to be audio on it, and that tells you how long I've been sitting here. My screen just auto turned off, so again, there's that difference in voiceover versus I guess a real time commentary. I do think I prefer it. I certainly wouldn't do it this way by choice. I have done a few voiceovers before for like the speed builds and stuff like that, which makes a little bit of sense. And usually, it's a speed build, so you're not sitting there for hours, right? Or not hours. I'm not sitting here for 20 minutes talking. Maybe 5 minutes at most doing a speed build. Oh, it looks like I'm making some baits. This is what I was talking about earlier. If I remember correctly, I made all the simple ones. And then what I was missing there was melon seeds. So that was something I had to do a little bit of sifting for to get a couple of melon seeds. And then there's these other fruit baits that I don't think they actually get you animals. They're from the Pam's Harvest Craft. I think they just get you resources. But I'm pretty sure I played around with them. Probably not this episode, but maybe next episode. is when I start, messing around with a couple of different baits. But I've got the basic ones here, and I think that means I'm pretty sure I'm far enough away. So I'm not counting that platform here, because it's 2 spaces to the edge rather than a full 5. Or well, 2 spaces to the spawn point. And I wouldn't want to count the spawn point as 1 just to be safe. I kind of always want to make sure I was a little bit further away, so I think I'm just cleaning out my inventory a bit just to make a bit of space. And I'm missing one of the wheat-based ones, but I think I remember knowing that I was missing a bait and just wanted to get it out of my inventory so I had a little bit of room. But alright, so this is 5. Oh, I'm just coming up to get some more dirt, which is pretty important in this challenge. Actually, it was important in the last challenge as well. Though this challenge a little bit more, I think, with needing the grass blocks to to actually spawn in some of the animals. So we're coming up close. So we got a little bit less than 2 minutes left in this episode. Yeah, I can't actually get up that way. I got to go over this side here. And if we go up, so that was 10. This is 15. Oh, okay. It looks like I must have run out of wood as well. That's probably why I was emptying my inventory, so I had enough space for some more wood. I'm pretty sure I'm twerking right here. It doesn't actually look like it though. Those trees were growing up pretty good. It just didn't look like I was bouncing up and down. Oh, I remember this. I broke my axe on the leaves. I've done that so many times where, because the tree spawns around you or spawns with you in the leaves, the first block that you break is, the leaves. And, oh, I'm trying to get that, twerk that tree in the middle there. And it looks like I'm actually making a proper axe. So I think that was my goal for the end of this episode, was to get this wood down. And I'm just making some wood. Oh, that's right, I accidentally broke the sapling. Crafting table on a stick. One of the best things in Skyfactory 3, in my humble opinion. And there we go. So that was the wood. And yeah, there we go. This is the end of the episode. So hopefully you guys enjoyed this, semi-awkward voiceover. But if you did, please think about leaving a like and a subscribe. You can follow me on Twitter @JackalWolf. And I will see you guys next time. Goodbye!